Run, Hide, Fight is the Daily Wire's first film release. It's not a conservative movie. It's not really even a political movie. It's just a regular, normal thriller about a school shooting and then a girl that starts fighting back against him. And it's good. It's a solid, concise, entertaining little thriller. The soundtrack is minimal, kind of underscores that tension. You can feel the tension is biggest before the first gunshot fired, because, you know, as they kind of set up and because you know it's coming because you've seen the trailer. The buildup isn't too long or too lengthy where you're just like, come on, just get to the shooting. We just want to see school kids die. Zoe, the main character girl actress particularly, is great. She's very, very good. And it's interesting watching the movie tackle kind of the public sphere surrounding school shootings and show how outdated and ineffective the procedures were. When I was still in high school, my school, like halfway through junior year, actually gave teachers the option to lock down or leave, because before it was like, you have to lock down, stay in the room, and as this movie shows you, that's a trash idea. If the movie has a moral, it's that school shooters are evil and teachers should carry guns. And as much as I'd like to, it's kind of impossible to look at the movie in an apolitical light, because what Joe Biden would want to do is to send in social workers to deal with these school shooters. He wants to defund the police. He wants to take away gun rights. Spoiler alert, the only thing that stops a villain with a gun is a hero with a gun. If you gave a gun to literally every person over 21 in the world and let them take it everywhere, you would have an increase in shootings by far, but they would all be over in 2 seconds. You know, Ben Shapiro tells a story about when he was a kid going to like an exclusive Jewish school. They had a security guard posted out front, and then there was a school down the road from them that got shot up, and they later found out that the shooter was actually intending to go to Ben's school, but saw the armed security guard and then drove right past. And the Daily Wire has this strong principle of not publishing the names of the school shooters, and that's actually a theme in the movie when Zoe's like, they're not going to remember you, they're going to remember me. If I have any issues with the movie, it's that the thing with her dead mom, her mom died of cancer, and she like appears throughout the movie as a ghost to talk to her, and I don't know if I have a problem with that in principle, in concept. Maybe it's just that the actress wasn't very good, but that kind of didn't do it for me. And there's this monologue at the end where Zoe repeats verbatim something that another character said to her earlier in the movie, and it's like, oh, okay, we get it. He's like, you don't have to completely mirror that scene. We're not so dumb that you have to remind us of that word for word. I think the scene would have been better without dialogue, just a look from Zoe, a look from the other person, and then a look back at Zoe. Script writing 101, show, don't tell. If your scene doesn't need dialogue, don't use it. And I hear people complaining about that part in the trailer where it's like the most unbelievable thing about this movie is that a school locker stopping bullets. I'd be interested for somebody to myth bust that, because the lockers at my school, I don't know about you, they were thick. They were heavy. It was probably at least a half centimeter of steel. It's not going to stop rifle rounds or anything, but that might do something about 9mm. I don't know, but I could buy that. And the other nice thing is Jeremy Boring, the Daily Wire co-founder, said it in their little live stream thing, is like, this movie's about to lose me because there's a scene where an 85-pound girl has to obligatorily overpower a man much bigger than her, and she doesn't. She gets her ass beat. And it was like, yes, good, that's what should happen. Or rather, that's what would happen, not what should happen. And at the end of the day, this video isn't really about the movie so much as it is about the Daily Wire, what the Daily Wire is trying to do. I mean, right now, from a business proposition, you get one movie for $140 a year. That's not a great business proposition. But if you understand what the Daily Wire is trying to do, is to fight back in the culture war, to break the leftist socialist stranglehold on Hollywood and Netflix. I mean, they're putting out shit like Cuties. If you want to support child porn, you can go ahead and subscribe to Netflix. And this movie isn't like some masterpiece or anything, but it is a good, normal, solid movie. And if it had sucked, this whole Daily Wire campaign to fight back against the left would have ended very abruptly. And I'm just happy the movie wasn't trash. And it was certainly smart to make a movie like this, a violent movie about a shooting with cursing and nudity, than, you know, God's Not Dead 5. I recently subscribed to Daily Wire for the 144 thing a year, even though I'm already kind of mooching off my dad's subscription. But I think it's really important what they're doing, and I wish them the best, and I hope they succeed. You need to support companies that don't hate you. Like, you can watch Netflix and Hollywood and all this stuff, knowing that these movies are all made by people who despise conservatives. There's a point of separating the art from the artist, but when the artist starts to seep in their political views into the art, that's now impossible. It is becoming increasingly more impossible to remain apolitical in entertainment. And Daily Wire is not even really trying to convince you of any conservative morals with this movie. They're just trying to provide an alternative source of film entertainment, and I think it worked. And I hope to God they succeed, because now that Trump's gone, they may very well be one of the last bastions we have against the true foundations of America and the total communist hellscape of Kamala Biden.